Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of Sydney Energy Healing Hub's podcast.
Hi everybody, I'm Susie.
And I'm Ken.
And we're here with episode number 3, which is all about the EESystem and spirituality.
Oh, exciting.
It's a very, very deep dive subject and topic that we get asked quite a bit about, Kenny, here at our centre at Sydney Energy Healing Hub. So we've got the most common questions and the most common things that people ask, and we're going to go straight in and divulge everything that we have learnt over the past year with this technology.
Yeah, and seen as well and experienced
ourselves.
We've done a lot of exploration on the capabilities of the energy enhancement system and what it can do beyond just getting you back to normal health.
Absolutely. And so what we've discussed in previous episodes is this technology is not just for the mind and the body, it's for the spirit as well. So this episode is very much about the spirit aspect and how we can enhance that by using the EESystem technology. Okay, and I think towards the end, Kenny, we can share very briefly, once we've given all the information, we can share very briefly our personal experiences with enhancing our spirit life with the EESystem. But let's start, Ken, with the first most common question. What does the EESystem have to do with spirituality or God? I think you can use science to answer that, Ken.
Well, we can, and we do get asked this a lot. We have a lot of people that are like juggling, whether this might be against their particular religious beliefs or practices, and some people that are totally not even considering that. But let's talk about what the energy enhancement system is, how we view it. It is literally a well of energy, of source energy coming from the center of the room. That's what the technology does. It creates this 0-point energy field in the center of the room to produce source energy, which is life force energy.
Yeah.
Which when you go back to the fundamental unit of God, God is all that is. It is source, oneness. So this is a expression of that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's how the science of physics merges with the concept of God. And did you have anything to add on that?
Well, yeah, I believe, the scientists, the quantum physicists, they call 0-point energy God energy. That's what they have labeled it. And so that's where you get a merging between science and faith and spirituality. So we have a room where you can access God energy, whatever that means to you. And so, as we know, the physicists have coined this type of energy as the same energy that has created our universe. And I believe, Kenny, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the same energy that created us or nurtured us in the womb.
Well, yes, it's source energy, life force energy, and that is ultimately what we run off. That's what the batteries in the cells and the mitochondria in our body, it runs off that.
Absolutely.
It runs off source energy. And so, again, the room is it's like a well of beautiful source energy nourishing the body. So that's the basic framework for which we want to start today's discussion.
Absolutely.
And then we can explore what happens next.
Absolutely. And so the second point is, can people of any faith use the EESystem?
Absolutely. Again, it's not, this is just a beautiful place that we have created for people to come, relax, recharge, and calm down the nervous system in the body. It's not, you do not have to do any sort of ritualistic practices. You certainly can. We'll get to that in a minute. But you can just go there and rest and rejuvenate and have a really good sleep or a deep meditative experience without even trying. You just have to close your eyes and just charge your body up. So it can be done on many different levels. It meets you wherever you need, all right? So for those that don't have any sort of faith or want to not really get involved in the spiritual aspects of it, you certainly don't have to. Okay? It's just a choice. It's like a buffet of experiences, and you can have whatever type of experience you need and want, And if you don't want a certain type of experience, you certainly don't have to engage in that at all. If you want to come in here and not set intentions because you don't like the concept of that, you don't have to. I mean, we certainly recommend you do, but you can still use it. You're not obliged. Like, we are very flexible, and we will help you get the best results you want, depending on what you need. Okay, so that's one level, right? But then there's plenty of people that come in here and are looking for some sort of spiritual experience or an enhancement of certain abilities one may have. Would you like to speak on that?
Absolutely. I've been in a session inside the room recently that I was facilitating, a group healing session, and it was full. And there were people of varying backgrounds and belief systems. I had one individual praying the rosary on one of our beds, and another individual sitting upright, meditating and channeling information from ETs. So that is the disparity that we're looking at. But both of them had very intense, successful, amazing experiences in that session, because they were both connecting to source energy in the way that they want to connect to source energy that is meaningful to them. I have people in there setting intentions. I have people in there saying prayers before they start. Everything is welcome. Everything that you attribute to and the way that you connect to source energy, it will happen to you in that room. Okay. And when we say source energy, you can interchange that label with God, Creator, anything that is meaningful to you, the universe. And so don't be afraid to connect with the way that you connect at home to your Creator or whatever it is that you attribute to in the room, because it is even more amplified. The connection between you and your faith is even more amplified in the room. So we welcome people of all faiths, all belief systems, and we support whatever it is that you are trying to achieve with the mind, the body, and the spirit in our center.
That's a very good point. It's whatever experience you need to have, you will have. It doesn't need to be fixed, or certain people can use it and other people can't.
Absolutely. In this center, we believe in oneness. We believe in unity. We want to draw all people together for under the same intention. We're here to heal and recharge and improve ourselves. And that goes for everybody, so everyone is welcome here. Okay, so the next point is, how can anyone improve their spiritual connection in the EE system? Let's start with the lay people, okay, Ken? Just we'll say the people that may not have any spiritual ability, but may have a bit of faith, but maybe no spiritual abilities. How can that person improve their spiritual connection inside the EE system?
Well, first, if we're going to talk about people that haven't delved into that realm before, maybe we should discuss what we mean by spiritual, for example.
Yeah.
So you've got the physical plane, which is, the body, the physical nature of it. You've got the emotional plane, all the different emotions that one may experience. You've got the mental, which is your thoughts and your thinking in the brain. And then we talk about the spiritual, which is beyond the physical, beyond the emotional, beyond the thought. Okay, it's the realm of what you would say, could you say, the unseen?
Absolutely.
It's like another
the intangible.
Dimension. It's an intangible, it's another dimension, it's an experience, and it's usually a internal experience. Okay? So you may have had physical sensations when you're experiencing the room, or you might have emotional clearing, or moments of intense clarity and thinking in the room. But there's also a spiritual element. Now, what would a spiritual element? What could that look like? Well, for example, that on a basic level, that could be like tingling in the body, like a soft tickling on the hair, maybe, or on your feet. That's a common one people feel. A little bit of buzzing. Which is what you would call energy. That's what energy feels like. It's like a light tingling, maybe a little bit of warmth. that's the energetic realm. And a lot of people go in there, they might even just walk in the room and all of a sudden just feel this intense
euphoria, bliss.
That's the realm of the spiritual. So it starts with that, right? And then it goes as far as, with your eyes closed, having intense visualizations or experiences with deceased relatives or loved ones.
Well, that actually happened to my mum. My mum, doesn't have any major spiritual abilities, but she went into the room for the first time and she had an incredible experience. And she came out and she said, "Susie, what the heck happened to me in there? My father, who passed away, came in to visit me and he came through with Jesus and they spoke to me. And after they spoke to me, I felt a lot better. And there was a physical, thing that she was working on healing in there. And after that 2-hour session, it was gone because she released all the emotions that she was holding in about her father being passed away. So, it's amazing. She was gobsmacked, and we hear that regularly. Wow, I saw my deceased relative in there and they told me something I really needed to hear and I feel a lot better, and everyone comes out feeling calm and so connected to the other side in one way or another, and you only receive what you are ready to receive. So you're not going to get traumatized by anything in there. That's the rule of the spirit world. If you're trying to connect, you will not receive something that is not for your highest purpose. Okay, so
on that note, is there a reason why people might have those enhanced experiences in the room?
Absolutely. So if we look at the 7 main energy centers in the body, we've got the last 2. We've got the one on the crown, which is the purple center, right? It's like, if you've seen in the iconography, the crown, the halo, that golden light of halo around the head that they have on all the icons, that is the crown energy center. That center is responsible for your connection with the divine, okay? And so just under the crown center, you have the indigo light center that runs through the forehead, and that is your connection to your intuition or your inner knowing, okay? Now, this technology clears all energetic blocks in your body so that it can penetrate to your cells on a cellular level. And so it happens with ease. When your intentions are to clear those energetic blocks, you will clear them, okay? And part of my job is to help you identify what they are in the room. I give you a report. That way you know what your intentions are around clearing those energetic blocks. And as soon as you give your free will and say, I want to clear this from my energy centers, boom, off they go, because you're working on that with your free will, and your mindset is so powerful. So as I said, if you're clearing blocks in the third eye and the crown when you're in there because you're wanting to have an experience, boom, they're opened and your signal goes out there to the intangible, the spiritual realm, and it says, I'm here to connect. Here I am, and give me some information for my highest purpose, and you will receive whatever it is that you're meant to receive.
So it's like an amplifier.
Absolutely. Amplifies your antenna. We all have the antenna.
Yep.
And so a lot of people do go in there with the intention of accessing their own Akashic records, or chatting to some ancestors, or getting some answers, or just in general trying to solve some problems. And they connect into their higher self, or clear their third eye, or they enter into a flow state and they receive the answers that they need to receive. So it is a good space for anybody who's wanting to do that.
Yeah, almost like if you want to go in to do that sort of work, it's a great place. It's a great environment to do the spiritual work. A great environment to connect to your higher self, to get clarity, to improve your relationship with self. We have notepads and pencils, and people are very, very frequently writing down moments of incredible insight, or visualizations that they've seen, clarity on problems that they wanted solved. So that happens by connecting to, through your crown chakra, to your higher self and to the divine, and it opens up your world to all kinds of mystical experiences if you're ready for it.
Absolutely. Okay, Kenny. So let's talk about the healers, the spiritual practitioners, and those with existing spiritual abilities or extra abilities, I would say, how can they improve their spiritual connection in the EE system?
Okay. So anyone that already has some sort of ability like
clairvoyance,
can you want to explain what it is?
Clairaudience,
You might
clairsentience.
So hearing, seeing, feeling things that you would normally experience in the
physical, the five senses, outside of the five senses.
Correct. So they can see beyond the five senses, hear beyond the five senses,
just knowing.
Feeling and knowing, okay? So there's plenty of people out there and plenty of people out there that come and use our system. Now, we have been running pilot programs since probably start of the year. Over a course of 6 months. And we have a strong belief that spending considerable amount of time in the EE system, over 50 hours in 4-hour intervals, with the intention of upgrading your DNA. So if you go in there with the intention to have DNA upgrades and activations of abilities, that it will greatly assist you in facilitating that to happen. So we put together a group of people, pilot group of people, and had them attend over a 6-month period every 2 weeks, 4-hour intervals. And each time they would go in, ask and say, I'm ready to receive activation codes to upgrade the DNA in my body and enhance my abilities for my highest purpose. Yeah. That was the intention.
And so as we know, Kenny, we've got 12 strands of DNA and only 2 are activated. And as we've spoken about this before, the scientists like to call the other 10 that are not activated junk DNA, correct?
Yes, that is a good way to look at it.
And so the creator of this technology, the scientist, she has said that, that junk DNA is not junk DNA, and you can activate those strands using the EE system. And so we wanted to test this out, didn't we?
Absolutely. So just because the limitations of our scientific analysis techniques do not measure what 90% of our DNA does, doesn't mean it's useless. Okay? The human being is a powerful, powerful creation capable of so much more than we're currently utilizing. And part of our evolutionary growth and journey is to discover ourselves, learn more about ourselves, and
activate our potential.
But that's part of the remembering process of remembering how powerful and awesome we really are, and how incredible the body is at actually regenerating and healing itself. People don't stop to think how often we cut ourselves or scrape ourselves and the skin regenerates, or you tear a muscle and the muscles regenerate, or you break a bone and your bones regenerate. Isn't that interesting that we do have regenerative abilities?
Absolutely.
And that's only with a fraction of our DNA activated. So what happens if we start to explore what we're fully capable of and start giving consent for our DNA to be upgraded, making that the intention? What happens then? Well, we're currently exploring that, and we've had some incredible results. Okay. Me and Susie, for example, we've been doing this for a long time now. We use the system
every week. We do an overnight with our 3 young children.
That's absolutely critical, and we do that with that intention of upgrading our DNA. And well, for me personally, when I started this journey, I had the ability to feel energy through my hands, but I would have to concentrate, and then after about 20 or 30 seconds, I'd start to feel tingling and warmth and buzzing in my hands. I'm at the point now where they are constantly on, constantly radiating heat and energy like a ball. It's like I'm holding energy balls of blue. Just amazing
life force
energy in my hands constantly. So I now have access to that.
And you're a physio, so you use your hands on people every day, and they feel the difference. You're supercharging.
I've been a physio for over 15 years now, and in the last 6 months, I would say I was pretty good beforehand.
Yeah.
With my hands. I'm very hands-on.
Yeah.
In the last 6 months, my ability to detect and find problems with my hands, it's become instantaneous. I don't even need to think. My hands go where they need to go, and they release tissue almost instantly.
Yeah, he's very good. He does this to me now all the time.
That's the only, like, that's me. But also, I now have access to, I have direct I can now communicate with my higher self whenever I need. I'm starting to get
access to the angelic realm.
Visualizations. I can see things now with my third eye. I could not do any of that before. It was a dream. I was watching Susie do all that, and I'm like, I wish I could do all that stuff. And I never believed it was possible for me. 1 year ago, I would have thought it would be impossible. That's just not my path.
Yeah, but
very different story now.
You've done a lot of clearing in that process, Kenny. Things that have come up for you that are in your way of activating those things. That's the important part. I mean, you are a higher dimensional soul. Your DNA is ready to activate, but there were some blocks from not just this timeline, from a lot of past lives as well that came up in the process. Let's be real about the process. It's raw, it's real, it's powerful, it's a journey, but it's super, super rewarding.
Yeah, so it's not just passive. You don't just lie there and say, upgrade me. I want my DNA. You have to be committed to that journey.
Yeah.
And
to do the work.
You
did.
I do it, and I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
So we won't stop. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah.
And to the fullest potential. There's so much more accessible to us.
Absolutely. And the more that you clear, the more of your true self shines through. The more that you are more yourself than ever before. And who we are on in the core of us is a divine being having a physical experience. So imagine what you unravel and imagine what you find along the way on that journey. Beauty. It's amazing.
Yeah. What about you?
And I would say the spiritual abilities are a byproduct of you doing all that work and working with this energy for your highest purpose. And it happens in such a nurturing, supportive, positive way in the room. Well, myself, so before I started using the system, when we got it a year ago, I was doing energy healing, so I had abilities. My clairvoyance was fully online, clearing energetic blocks in people, being able to let them know what the blocks were, where they're from, etc. And then separate to that, I did have access to the Akashic records before I was using the EESystem. So it's not something that the EESystem activated in me. I did have it beforehand. However, since using the EESystem, all of those skills have become deeper, more detailed, more thorough, more supercharged in energy. So my energy healings have, for my clients, have become very, very intense in an amazing way. I'm able, while I'm giving them energy healings now, my clients, to not just see what blocks are showing up from current timelines. I'm able to see their past life traumas too that are ready to be cleared. So when they come up in the energy body, I put my hand into that energy center and I view into their records, and I can see from which past timeline this block has come about and what it is exactly, and the details behind that, the triggers behind that. And so then we work on clearing those, and then we notice that a whole bunch of patterns and cycles and blocks that are coming up and hardships that are coming up in the current timeline get cleared because we found the root cause of their problems. So definitely more intense, definitely more supercharged with my energy. And it charges me to be able to do, see as many people as I see in the 1 week. I mean, I'm doing 3 facilitated sessions throughout the week in the hub. There's 6-7 people in there at a time, and then I see up to 20, maybe 30 people personally in my my therapy room. And so my energy has to be at its at its optimum so that I can provide that space and nourish others with what I'm receiving, facilitate their healing for them. So look, it's as someone who was working in the field already, it has definitely improved my abilities, made them easier, seamless, supercharge me with energy that I need, and then be able to supercharge my clients with the energy that they need to heal.
And then the group we did the pilot study with as well, like each one of them has had a major life transformation. Like 6 months of using it and doing this process is a very good amount of time to notice very significant changes in activation of abilities, amplification of abilities, getting on mission as well. This is another spiritual activation that happens in there when you go about this process. You start to become more and more, gravitate more and more towards the mission that you have come here to do.
Your life purpose.
Finding that, and it's usually something of service.
Absolutely.
Service to others.
Absolutely. So we put 4 what we would call starseed souls or light worker souls into the room of varying backgrounds and abilities. We put them in there for 6 months, and they did, over that 6 months, they did 3 overnight sessions and a number of fortnightly 4-hour sessions. Consistently. We surveyed them before they went in, and we surveyed them after, and we could see the difference, and all of them reported a difference in all of the different clairs. So the clairvoyance, the clairsentience, the claircognience, and it's the clairaudience, and etc. And an general improvement of their health and wellness and their well-being and their mental health as well. So it was definitely successful, and for each one of them in different ways as well, because their DNA is expressing different, information. So, but yeah, an improvement in their spiritual connection. Some of them are healers and seeing clients regularly, and the sessions that they've been having with their clients have been enhanced, such as myself. Okay, and so we're calling this program, Kenny, the Starseed Activation Program. And so it's for, the healers, the spiritual practitioners, or anyone with existing abilities that are wanting to supercharge. It's by application only. So you have to see me first, and I have to make sure that your DNA is ready to activate, chat with the higher self, and make sure this is the right program for you. And then it's going to basically consist of a 30-minute session with me beforehand to see where you're at energetically, do any clearing, set some intentions with me that you can put into the room, and then you do your 3 overnights, number of fortnightlies over 6 months, and then you get a progress update with me in the middle for 30 minutes, and then you get a finishing off update session with me personally at the end. But in that 6 months, you have access to the monthly Starseed circles, and you get a support circle for Starseeds. And if you sign up to this program and you're doing this activation program, you get 50% off the ticket price for those Starseed circles. And those are brilliant circles, Kenny, aren't they? They bring together a varied, a variation of beautiful individuals who are on a journey, on a path of wanting to look after others, wanting to know more about their cosmic origins. And we talk about some very exciting themes, and we support one another on the projects that they may be working on, which is very important when you're doing this work, that you have support from like-minded people on your vibration, ready to help. And so it's jam-packed, but it's very, very powerful work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess there is something for everybody in the spiritual aspect. I mean, you don't have to delve into it if you don't want to. You can totally get the physical, emotional, and mental benefits from it. But if you want to delve into the spiritual aspects of the EE system or what it can do to help you, I guess in summary, number 1, it can amplify what you've already got. It can activate what is dormant.
And what you're needing for your mission, for your highest purpose.
Yeah. And it can supercharge you for your spiritual work that you go out and do and share with others. Okay, and all of that happens by intention. It's not a passive process. It can happen. If it's your time. If it's your time to activate, you can just have a spontaneous activation in there. But usually you have to set an intention that you're ready for it. You're ready to receive upgrades.
Absolutely. And what essentially it's doing is it's activating your spiritual DNA, the higher dimensional DNA that exists right within us. So it's very exciting.
Alrighty, I think that will wrap up this week's
episode.
Podcast. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys. Bye.